Right now, without you even realizing it, your brain is running a secret operation to keep you from falling apart. Think about the last time you were overwhelmed. Maybe deadlines were stacking up, life was throwing punches, or you had an unread message sitting on your phone giving you pure dread. You didn't sit down and logically decide, I will now initiate a psychological defense mechanism. No, you just suddenly found yourself standing in front of the open fridge at midnight, eating cheese slices straight out of the plastic wrapper. Your nervous system despises discomfort, and the second pressure builds up, you slip straight onto autopilot. Maybe for you, it starts with food. You open the pantry, stare blankly, and grab chips, sweets, or whatever comfort junk you can find. You aren't actually hungry. When stress spikes, your body floods with cortisol, which signals your brain to hunt down fast, high-calorie energy. The sugar and carbs deliver an immediate hit of dopamine. You aren't eating because your stomach is empty. You're eating because your brain wants a quick chemical hug. Or maybe you don't head to the kitchen.
You look down and realize your fingers are already in your mouth. You're biting your nails down to the skin or picking obsessively at your cuticles. In psychology, these are called body-focused repetitive behaviors. When your external world feels completely out of control, giving your hands a tiny, repetitive physical task tricks your nervous system into feeling a strange, rhythmic sense of order. If you smoke or vape, you immediately reach for that lighter the second things get tense. You tell yourself the nicotine calms your nerves, but chemically, nicotine is a stimulant that actually speeds your heart rate up. What really calms you down is the fact that stepping outside forces you into a 5-minute boundary away from everyone, where you finally take slow, rhythmic, deep breaths, the exact thing stress made you stop doing.
Then there are the modern escapes. You sit on the couch and open TikTok, Instagram, or YouTube just to check one thing, and suddenly 2 hours vanish into thin air. Or you disappear into a video game until 4 in the morning. This is dissociation through micro-rewards. In a game or an endless feed, the rules are simple. The dopamine is steady, and you are in control. It feels safe, because none of the messy, real-world problems can touch you in there. Maybe you deal with it through retail therapy. You're stressed about your life, so you go online and order clothes, gadgets, or things you don't even need. The act of buying gives you a quick spike of anticipation. For a few minutes, you're not someone drowning in responsibilities. You're someone with an exciting package on the way. Some of you don't escape into screens. You turn into hyper-productive machines. You have a massive task due tomorrow, and suddenly you decide this is the exact moment you need to deep clean the oven, reorganize your entire closet by color, or take on extra work tasks. This is avoidance disguised as productivity. If you keep your hands and schedule frantically full, you never have to sit in the quiet room where your anxious thoughts live. Or you go in the opposite direction, and your brain just gets stuck in an infinite loop of overthinking. You lie awake, replaying the same conversation 50 different ways, convincing yourself that if you just analyze it one more time, you'll solve it. But rumination isn't problem solving. It's just panic running in circles. When the mental weight gets too heavy, you might just pull the emergency brake. You climb into bed and sleep for 12 hours straight. You leave messages on unread, cancel plans, and isolate yourself completely behind closed doors. That's your nervous system entering a freeze response. You're overstimulated, so your brain shuts down the main power grid and hides. Sometimes the stress leaks out sideways. You turn everything into a self-deprecating joke, using humor as a shield so you can laugh at your pain before anyone else gets close enough to see it. Or the pressure builds up so much that you snap over something tiny. You drop a pen on the floor and suddenly feel a wave of blinding anger. That rage was never about the pen. It's just the steam escaping from an overloaded pressure cooker. On the other hand, maybe you've learned how to channel that energy outward. You go to the gym, lift heavy, or go for a run until you're exhausted.
Biologically, stress is your body preparing to fight a physical threat or run away from one. When you exercise, you give those stress hormones a physical exit, completing the cycle so your body can finally relax. Maybe you pick up your phone to call a friend and vent. Hearing someone say, "I get it, that really sucks," tells your nervous system that you aren't alone, instantly bringing your baseline heart rate down. Or you sit down with headphones, turn on calming music, practice deep breathing, or open a journal to write and draw. Taking the chaotic mess swirling in your head and turning it into words on a page or lines on paper forces abstract fears into concrete reality. And once something is written down in front of you, it stops feeling like a monster living in the dark. None of these behaviors make you broken, weak, or strange. Every single thing you do when you're overwhelmed is just your brain trying to protect you with the tools it knows best.
The trick is simply learning to notice when you're doing it, so you can decide if that reaction is actually helping you heal or just helping you hide.